Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're finding me for the very first time, or if you've been seeing my channel and have yet to do so, please click that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. So The Batman starring Robert Pattinson is going to be coming to theaters in March of 2022. And now we've got a little bit more details about one of the villain roles in the movie. We know that Paul Dano will be playing the Riddler, and we know that Catwoman will also be in this movie as well. And we have some more news now about Colin Farrell's interpretation of the Penguin. So let's go over here to the Heroic Hollywood and check out the article discussing all this. The Batman's Colin Farrell's Penguin only has a small role. Colin Farrell has revealed that his take on the Penguin will only briefly appear in The Batman. The Batman is without a doubt one of the more exciting projects coming out of DC in the next few years. Written and directed by Matt Reeves, the film boasts an all-star cast that would make any fan faint in excitement. Robert Pattinson stars as the titular character with Paul Dano, Colin Farrell, and Zoe Kravitz playing the aforementioned Catwoman, joining in as the Riddler, Penguin, and Catwoman, respectively. The DC film has been in post-production for a while now, but it isn't set to hit cinemas until early next year. Details on the film are being kept under wraps, though. It has been confirmed that the film takes place during Bruce Wayne's second year as the Batman, with the Riddler set to be the main villain. While it's unknown in what capacity Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman will be seen in, Colin Farrell revealed in a chat with Happy, Sad, and Confused that his Penguin only briefly appears in the film. He said, quote, "I'm only in 5 or 6 scenes, so I can't wait to see the film because it won't be ruined by my presence. I'll get a little uncomfortable for the 9 minutes I have, but the rest of it, I cannot wait to see how director Matt Reeves brought this world to life." Colin Farrell then went on to discuss how Robert Pattinson caught COVID, as well as director Matt Reeves is currently in the editing phase of the production. Obviously, Robert got sick, and that was like, effing Batman has COVID? Batman has COVID. Effing hell. We finished it from first turnover to last cut in 12 or 14 months. Matt Reeves is now cutting it together. I haven't heard sight or sound of him. He's probably busy in the editing bay. I don't know what he's up to, but he's deep into it. So yeah, it sounds like, Colin Farrell's version of the Penguin is going to have only a minor role in this film. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing because this movie does have an overabundance of villains already in it, especially Catwoman. Now, Catwoman may not be fully evil just yet. Maybe she's just kind of the cat burglar and a little bit on the prowl. So maybe she's not at that point yet where she's full-blown supervillain. It sounds like Paul Dano's Riddler is the main antagonist of this film, as it sounds like it should be. Based on the first trailer they released, he was a brutal killer that left riddles and clues to his murders. So I think that could be an interesting wrinkle to see a darker version of the Riddler than we've seen before with the 1966 comedy TV show, and of course Jim Carrey played the Riddler in 1995's Batman Forever. So it'll be interesting to see a little bit more of a darker take. As for the Penguin, though, if you've seen any pictures, and there's a picture in my thumbnail for this video of Colin Farrell in this makeup that makes him look like Oswald Cobblepot, a much heavier guy than Colin Farrell is in real life. It's an amazing makeup job that they've got him in. You almost can't recognize Colin Farrell in this role. It looks like a completely different person. So kudos to him on that. And of course, Colin Farrell had a little bit of that experience where he was kind of like hiding his identity a little bit in the Fantastic Beasts movie, even though he still looked like Colin Farrell until Johnny Depp, his version of the character, kind of shone through there. But that's a little bit different of a scenario. But I'm glad to see that Oswald Cobblepot as the Penguin will be in this. But if this Batman movie is successful, I wouldn't be surprised if Colin Farrell's Penguin is maybe the central antagonist of the sequel film that we could possibly get from this. But we'll have to see what this movie does. But it's nice to know that he's going to be in this movie at all. If nothing else, it may be an introduction to the character in this current world, this Elseworld film that has nothing to do with the DCEU. It's set apart in its own timeline in the vast multiverse of DC films that Marvel and DC are both kind of getting into here now with the multiverse concept. So this it's set apart, much like the Dark Knight trilogy with the Christopher Nolan films starring Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, obviously. So it'll be something to that effect. So I'm excited to see what they do with this character. I also kind of like to see maybe a little bit more of a gangster type feel from Oswald Cobblepot. Obviously, Danny DeVito, I loved his interpretation in Batman Returns, but he was a little bit more of a freak of nature with the actual, the penguin flippers and all that sort of stuff with the long beak and the whole 9 yards there for the 90s. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how they do this, and I can't wait to see Colin Farrell's performance, which I'm sure will be absolutely incredible for the 9 minutes or so he's apparently in the movie. But the real question here is, guys, what do you guys think about the fact that Colin Farrell's Penguin will only have a small role in upcoming Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson starring the Batman film? Please comment down below. Let me know. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And please hit that notification bell so you get all notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. And until my next video, guys, take care.